All right. Hello, folks. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, I've been talking for like 5 minutes, so I'm happy to hear that. That apparently now you can hear me though. Yeah, what I was saying is that I would like to take 1 more minute, if that's okay, just to allow more people to come in, and then we can also start. I'm just looking at my list if also all the presenters are here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, when music, maybe we can do this next time. If Sense agrees, then maybe I can ask Sense to create a little bit more tunes for some tunes for the next time. Let's see. All right. I would suggest that we just get started. Very excited to have you guys all here. Just want to recap quickly why we are doing the Qubic proposal AMAs. So every Tuesday at 3 p.m. UTC, any individual or team that thinks about creating a quorum or CCF proposal, can have the opportunity here to present their proposal live to the community, also to the computers. This is a session that is also being recorded. So after we hang up, it's also being translated into Mandarin and shared also with the Chinese community, for example. And the reason why this is, I think, a great opportunity for everyone is that it's another opportunity for proposers to gain extra visibility before the epoch change on Wednesday, right? So Qubic on Wednesday has an epoch change at 12 p.m. UTC, and this is the last moment, I would say, or in a very early moment to present your your proposal to computers and also to the community, and to gather some feedback. If you have a core proposal or you're thinking about creating one, feel free to send me a DM and I will set you up for the next Qubic proposal AMA. All right, so for this time we actually have 3 different proposals that folks would like to present today. There is the exchange listing from the exchange listing proposal from Albert. Then after that, we have another proposal, which is the the Hackathon Paris proposal. And I think the guys from Race, which are the organizers of the proposal, they are here to also present why Qubic cannot be missed on this event. So very much looking forward to learn more about this. And last but not least, we also have, I don't know how to pronounce this. How do I pronounce your handle? Is it Elahanger? Is it? I mean, because I know you're French.
Ilihanger.
Okay, so Ilianger. So she will, also present the last proposal. So yeah, look, folks, I'm so excited to have all of you guys here, and to learn more about, how you want to build, value for Qubic. Yeah, so let's kick it off. Albert, you're probably the most, known voice, so let's get you over here. And what do you want to share about the exchange listing? What is it about, and why does it matter for Qubic? Albert, if you can hear me. His sound doesn't work. All right. Yeah, look, if his sound doesn't work, let's just move on to the next proposal. The guys from Race, would you like to go first?
Yes.
Hi guys. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Do you want me to share my screen for you?
If you can, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it. Give me a second. Oh. There we go. Oh. Oh, shoot. Feel free to go ahead.
All right. Do I see the slides here? Yeah. Okay. So nice to meet you all, guys. I'm Robin. I'm part of Raise Summit, which is the biggest AI conference in Europe. Maybe is turning the biggest AI conference in the world. We're going to run this event in Paris on July 8 and 9. So just to give you a little bit of background and context. So Race Summit is organized by Chain of Events. Chain of Events is the company behind Paris Blockchain Week. So you might have heard about Paris Blockchain Week based on you guys' background. So we are the biggest blockchain event in Europe, organized since 2019. So the same team organizing Paris Blockchain Week is organizing Raise Summit. This is where we can make the event happening at the Carousel du Louvre, inside the Louvre Museum in Paris. So it's an iconic venue. And it's aimed to be the biggest AI event in the world. And it's happening here on July 8 and 9. So what I wanted to talk about is the hackathon. We're organizing a hackathon during a race. We are featuring different sponsors. Two main sponsors for the hackathon are Grok and Meta. So I don't know if you can change the slides or if you guys can see the slides. I'm not sure about it. I'm seeing only the first one.
Yeah, if you give me 1 second, I think I'm sharing the wrong. Okay,
Probably.
Let me just change this a bit. Okay, can you? Oh.
There's a Google Doc, basically.
Yeah, I understand. Oh shoot. There we go. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
Let me go back. I think this is where we are. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we have many companies attending the event. We're talking about like a really big event with 5,000 plus attendees during 2 days, 2,000 plus companies, 200 plus sponsors. We launched this event last year, and we already did a hackathon last year with amazing sponsors. So we're doing it for the second year. We have great speaker lineup, probably the biggest AI speaker lineup in the world so far, with Palo Alto CEO, Cerebras CEO, Krog CEO. We have people from Google as well, H Company, Red Hat, UiPath. So this is overall about the events. If you can pass to the next slides. Yeah, and next one again. So we can focus on the hackathon. Great, thank you. So regarding the hackathon, basically, we're organizing the biggest AI hackathon. We have two main sponsors, like I mentioned, which is Grok and Meta. So Grok is providing the cloud technology, and Meta is providing the LLM technology with the Llama languages. Next slide again, please. So all developers joining the hackathon will have to use Grok and Meta to build and develop your challenges. So basically, you will have as a sponsor the possibility to bring your challenges on the table, and they will use Grok and Meta technologies to solve your problem on your track. Next slide, please. So the format, it's really easy to understand. We have an online hackathon from July 4 to 7 with 8,000 plus developers registered for the hackathon. And after July 7, we select the 600 developers. We invite them to the Louvre Museum, and they will compete on site inside the Louvre Museum during the 8th of July. This is what we do. Or we do this, if you go to the next slide, please, we are partnering with LabLab AI. It's our partner. So you can see here at the screen that doing like a lot of like communication. LabLab AI is a developer community with 20,000 plus developers already onboarded. We have also several other partners to help us have the best developers joining the event. In terms of what you guys would get here, it's a huge developer engagement. The visibility would be amazing. Also, it's a really, really good platform to recruit and onboard new developers into Qubic, who I think it's one of your main challenges and big ambition today. You will have your own track and your own challenges to be pitched to the developers, and developers can select the best challenges, apply, and then compete. Basically, what you see at the screen on the left is like a social media announcement, and on the right, it's other sponsors that are already onboarded from the hackathon. And tomorrow, if Qubic is joining us, you will be here, like Qualcomm, Prosus, or Vultr, and you can explain exactly what would be your challenges, what you expect from developers, and you can pitch and explain all your technology for developers to choose your track and then compete on your challenges. We can move to the next one. This is just like a slide to show you that the community behind us is huge, and the visibility you will get is amazing. We have many different partners. Epic Web3 is one of them. We're also doing like a partnership with the city of Oz, which is like a AI/Web3 village pop-up in Cannes for HCC, which is happening just before raise. So if we move to the next slide, that is pretty interesting for you guys, it's the schedule for the hackathon. So basically we are having registration open for a couple of weeks already. We have already 1,776 developers registered. The feedbacks we have and the access we have to the developers profiles is that we mostly have only really good developers. So far we are 60% they are AI developers, 40% are Web2 developers allowed to run smart contracts and develop smart contracts. So basically we are onboarding more and more developers every day. On June 15, developers will have a possibility to choose the challenges they would like to work on. So basically, everything is happening on Discord. They will join a team or create a team, select the challenges they would like to work on. So Qubic could be one of them. We have Qualcomm, as you saw, Vultr as well. And then we kick off the hackathon on July 4. So we kick off the hackathon with a few words from LabLab AI, from us as Raise. And then we also have like all the introductions from our sponsor, Krog, Meta, Qualcomm, Prosus, Vultr, Coral, hopefully tomorrow, Qubic as well. We introduce the challenges. We have a Q&A session on Discord, and then we kick off the hackathon online from July 4 to July 9, right? And on July 8, the 600 better developer will be invited to the Louvre Museum to compete on site, and your team will be there with your mentors. This is going to be like a really epic. If you can imagine like having a hackathon inside the Louvre Museum, it's really something amazing. And we expect 600 developers on site, and like I mentioned, 8,000 plus developers competing online during the 4 days. So if we move to the next slide, we can see a few information about the proposal and what you would get. So before the event, you have your own your own workshop to explain your specific needs. You will be reaching a large community of developers through newsletters, social media, posting. You will be a feature as well as a sponsor, so we can see your challenge and understand your tech and what developers need to solve. During the hackathon, you have your own workshop. You can do your intro. You have your judges. You have your mentors attending the on-site event. And after the event, we have all the survey, the full access to the participants, so you can onboard as many developers as possible into Qubic. And you can share your feedbacks about the hackathon using the amazing content we will create at the Louvre Museum. So regarding the price, the industry track is 50,000 euros, and we agreed to give you a 10K discount, making the price to 40,000 euros to attend this amazing hackathon at Raise Summit in Paris from July 4 to July 9. That's it for me. That's everything I have. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I don't know what is the process now.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time also to present. I'm actually going through a couple of questions right now. I think one of the questions is there a list of challenges the developers or the team will have to choose from? And I think the answer is that we, give you the challenge that we want the participants or the hackers basically to work on. Is that correct?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
If you go back to slide 11 on the presentations, this one.
Yeah.
You can see on the right here, this is, for example, like the challenges for Qualcomm process. So basically, you guys will be displayed here with all the information. This is like just a screenshot, but it's an online page where developers can register to the event, to the hackathon, and they will have your challenges with all the information, and they can choose your challenges from here. And obviously, you guys will be the one building these challenges with all the information you like to share.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I think also I saw that Blue Dream also had a question if they would use Qubic at all, and I guess then the answer would be yes. I think it depends a bit on the challenge that we would create. So that's a yes. One question I think also from my side, there are many hackathons. We've recently also organized our own hackathon. What makes your hackathon, so special in comparison with, maybe some other hackathons that are out there in the world that, could also be beneficial for Qubic? What makes the ones that you guys are organizing actually stand out?
I think for this one, it's multiple aspects. The reach first of developers joining the hackathon, especially online. It's really, really big. We have partners promoting the hackathon, but as well we have Meta promoting the hackathon and Krog, which is our main partners. And it makes this hackathon very unique and specific. And if you combine this with the Louvre Museum for developers to compete and being at the Louvre Museum in order to do a hackathon, it makes it really, really unique. So I think the combination of those two aspects make this hackathon really unique. And to be honest, the level of developers that have already registered make it really, really interesting to onboard. Like for you guys, in terms of recruiting the best developers to introduce them into Qubic, I think definitely this is the best place to be. Okay,
awesome. And then I have a final question. What are the criteria that you use to determine who's a good developer and who isn't?
So basically, we check all the GitHub profile, LinkedIn profile. We have also developers who join several hackathons with us and LabLab AI. So we are also able to get track records about what they do and how they build things. This allows us to definitely have let's say, kind of a ranking of the best developers joining our hackathons.
All right, perfect. There's one more question, and then I think we'll move on to the team, which is from Space Cadet, who's asking, how often do the hackathons lead to collaborations? And I asked Space Cadet also what he means specifically with collaborations. You're on the call, my man. Just ask. Chat, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Like how often does the collaborations come about from these hackathons? Like, let's say Meta sees what Qubic's offering and they start to send people over, or you know what I mean? How many times do these tech kind of companies merge? How often do you see that?
Yeah, I got you. Basically, so it's the first time we are partnering with Meta. But what I know with discussing with the team, and then we have Mentor on site as well, like you guys, is that they are pretty much looking everywhere right now, especially because great projects with good community and developers are really like a gem for them. So I cannot like promise anything in terms of collaboration and where it goes, but I know that those guys are looking everywhere right now, and this is why they are partnering with us, because they expect us to bring the best projects to partner with Meta. And I think it's the ambition for them is definitely to onboard new projects and create collaboration with developers, but also like networks and infrastructure.
So you're just the basketball court, and we have to deliver.
Yeah, exactly. We are connecting you with them, and then you will have like everything on site to make the connection happen, and hopefully having like great devs building great things on your challenges. And I think the way you will design your challenge as well will be really important for you guys to set up or try to set up a collaboration with Meta or Croc or other partners.
Thank you. That was a good explanation.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for presenting the hackathon. If there are any more questions, I will let you know at the end of the other proposals. Guys, if you have any questions for the guys, from Race, feel free to drop your questions here in the chat, or you can go to the AMA channel, and I'll make sure to answer those questions along the way. For now, I would like to move on to Albert. Albert, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, sir. How's it going?
Very good, thank you. I'm very glad to hear that we have chances that we are going to have another hackathon in Paris. The experience with Madrid, it was very good. So very happy also that this also comes from the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so you're probably the most seen guest here, Albert, when it comes to proposals. Rightfully so. What is this proposal about? Can you explain to us?
Well, the proposal is to list Qubic on an exchange that they have a South Korea license. So this is one of the top 15 exchanges by trust score. I'm not talking about volume, and it's one that it's growing a lot. You all know that now we have problems to get into T1 exchanges because of the liquidity and also because of the price action. But we have been discussing, not only us, there are some groups like, for instance, LFG, led by Crypto, that they are also talking with more exchanges and looking for more opportunities. So I think I can say very sure, and I'm sure about that we have covered like 90% of the exchanges market. And when the time comes, we will be ready to be listed on T1 exchanges. In the meantime, we have these opportunities for an exchange like this that we have been negotiated for longer than I think around 3-4 months. And it's a bet, I would say, because it's a new market, though this exchange it's also available in Europe. Our bet is that South Korea, it's a market that we don't have any entry right now. You know, Upbit, for instance, the main South Korean exchange, it's a T1, and the volume that we can have is great. And one of the requirements that Upbit has is that we should be listed on a Korean exchange. That helps a lot. So this is like an entry to get it into a market that it's very, very liquid for us, and we can have a lot of volume. Though, in the other hand, we have to do efforts to have more presence there. And it could be ambassadors, it could be also events, it could be any kind of presence that led to have more community there, to have more users. So that's the thing. As this is a decision that is not that easy, because we are going to spend funds from the CCF. It's now up to the computers. You know, it's a cost opportunity. Maybe, you know, if I look few years back, my former boss of the company that I was working for, he went to China to see ZZ when Binance, nobody knew about it. And he had an offer to list the token, NXT, that was the token. And it was an offer that I saw that, you know, now it makes me laugh about it. It was 150,000 USD. My boss told us that it was very, very, very expensive and we shouldn't pay that amount of money, you know. So after 6 months, we were trying to pay a couple of millions to list NXT, and we were rejected just because of this culture of you didn't accept, now you are out. And I think the payment that we did for Binance for Ardor, it was also huge, around 300,000, something like that. So it's an opportunity, but I think nobody can know what can happen, you know, with these listings. So it's up to the computers. So that's my reasoning about it. We already, I think, if we talk about T2 exchanges, we are okay. Though I would love to have more presence in the United States, to have more exchanges there. But in terms of liquidity and how we can grow, we have the combination of Bitget, Gate, Mexi. We can manage the volume. We can grow a lot, and that's the main thing: to grow in volume, to grow in liquidity. So we can attract more traders and we can have better price action. So I would say that's all, Talent.
Thank you so much. Just checking in the chat if there are any questions around the exchange listing. Maybe I can help at least with giving you one question also, Albert. Why do we need this exchange listing now? Is there any other reason why we shouldn't do it in 4 months? I think you discussed, for example, the price, right? That the price of a listing, you know, might increase. Is there any other reason why we should do it now and, you know, maybe not in 2 months from now, for example?
Well, it's a matter of opportunity. The negotiation goes hard, and we were told that this price is not going to be on the table longer than 2 weeks. So we explained that what we have, that we have to do a proposal to the CCF, and maybe it can happen that once we have the funds, we are rejected, and they say that we have to pay more. We've seen this with several exchanges before. You know that in Qubic things take time, so even that can happen. So it's a good opportunity in terms of pricing, and it's an exchange that it's putting a lot of effort in marketing. They have a very strong presence this year. You can see them everywhere. I don't want to say the name because, if I say something about the announcement that they are doing, maybe people can figure out. But they were very clear that they don't want us to say what's the name of the exchange. Though I really want to do that, you don't imagine how much I want to tell this, because it's easier, and I think it's you have more reasoning to think whether it's good or not. So in conclusion, I want to say that it might be possible that during the next months it's going to be more expensive to be listed in this exchange, and the opportunity that this exchange has a license in Korea, where it is really, really complicated to get into South Korea market, and it's a very attractive market, huge volume that we could have. So that's the thing. If we have a bull run, and we have this great news that we're having with Monero, this great news about the development of the AI, it's very likely that the price action it's going to be much better for Qubic, and then we can go for T1s. And if we think about that, maybe nobody can predict what's going to happen with the price. If the price is going to go to 10x, then it's okay to wait. But as I would say, it would be good to have a South Korean license exchange right now.
Thank you so much, Elber. Folks, if you have any questions for Elber, please list them in the chat or go to the AMA channel, and we'll make sure to get to it at the end of all the proposals. Then we bring it to you, what is it? The last presenter for today, Ella Henger. I'm going to give it to you. It was so nice to meet you today, but I think also today you will speak a bit more about the proposal that you created. So the floor is all yours.
Yeah. Thanks everybody to having me on this AMA. It's the first time I speak with large people from Qubic community, so it's cool. First of all, I want to thank you everybody, because to bring better context before the proposal, I'm a co-founder of FreeCast Group, leading different arms as a VC arm, accelerator arm with a super high net worth individual connected people in the field of crypto, blockchain and AI. And alongside this, we're also leading a media arm because me and my business partner are the owner of Cointribune.com, which is now the top 4 mainstream crypto media in the field. At the first stage is known because we are leading on a French-speaking community globally, but recently we live English, Spain, Portuguese version, and now starting really to be global, because getting a lot of US people following us, UK people, LATAM people, and we aim to relocate in Singapore very soon to scale Southeast Asia strategy market. Due to this, I had the pleasure to meet Razia following your previous hackathon in Madrid, because in our group we spent an entire team of developers being part of the hackathon to compete, but we wanted to make it to alongside the ideas we can bring to the protocol, make a kind of interview and a documentary to see as underground how Qubic hackathon going on. And because we film all the documentary and push it through the Cointribune media, we were super surprised about the fact that classic people getting interest to the technology. So following this, I discussed with Razia, because due to the size of our group and continue to growing, now we're leading more than 3 million active readers every month, and aim to push it through 4 and 5 millions, maybe by the end of the year, if everything goes well. And we're setting up side projects based on the retention and evangelization through evergreen content, getting lifetime impact on Google, which calling read to earn program. Is looking like a ZD Quest or Galaxy System Quest, if you know, on the Web3 part. But with the good point of this Quest system oriented on classic people to bring brand awareness on top of it, and where we can mesh some of this contest, which is gamified, because we let users answering to some quizzes to be sure that quite understanding well the concept or the product we push through these articles, but also we verify that people reading well the content. After doing this, all these users can get rewards in points on this program and swap it on a proprietary marketplace against assets, premium solutions, or goodies coming from partners to be proud to use such of products or vibe or marketing awareness on them. And yeah, it's what I wanted to submit as a proposal, because this read to earn program is still at the stage of MVP, but already running. We already convert more than 20K active readers since a year, spending more than 15 minutes on the content into it. And we keen to live official version by Q3. So now we optimizing the MVP to release a V2 UI UX compatible with mobile, which was not the case until now. And we offering a lifetime exposure for all the first 50 partners being part of the program. Now we already signed up around 32 of it, from big players in the space as tier 1 exchanges, layer 1s, DEXs, gaming platforms, lending platforms. And we don't still get some non-VM compatible technology, which quite really interesting in terms of AI narrative. And I think it's something that can bring added value to Qubic community. So I push the proposal because it's available in 4 languages, and all the new content will be added in the media, because we are going to release other languages very soon, such as German, Turkish, and such of Asian languages, native ones, will be integrated for free for all these first 50 partners in the program. So globally, that's it. If you need a link to have a checkup about the packages, I also get a presentation I can share into the chat for sure.
Thank you so much for walking us through your proposal. If you have any questions, please let me know. I see here Space Cadet with a question for you. He's asking, what are the average views, or are there, or better yet, interactions on, on your media on average?
So on the average views is much more on a monthly basis. You can calculate it, but we are almost 3 million active readers. A million might be in the US market and English Canadian market, a little bit in Australia and Singapore, which is quite active in the space. We have more than 1.5 million of French-speaking people worldwide, not only French native people, but also in North Africa, Canada, and all the countries are leading this type of languages. And in Spain and Portuguese languages is mainly all the LATAM continent and Spain and the Portuguese countries. On read to earn content, to answering the second part of the question, is it's evergreen content. It means that the main goal is to work on the SEO semantic optimization adapted to the keywords, difficulties, and strategy where Qubic want to be highlight and enhance. and push it through others funnels can be LLM models right now. Google SERP and search bar of people also ask in a Google. And we need to create this content to evangelize because we can mesh it with such news that you can push through the community, because since now few months with Razia, we're trying to, highlight such of new optimization of products in Qubic and related the content as editorial point of view.
Very good. Thank you so much. I have a question for you as well. In the TLDR of the proposal, right, it basically says is that you would be create a sprint, right, that's timed with major ecosystem launches to boost Qubic's visibility in the EU, US, and also LATAM. I also believe even Asia, right? If I'm not mistaken. Can you perhaps give one example of another client where you work with where you actually run such a sprint and that was successful?
Sorry?
Can you hear me okay?
I didn't hear the last part with the question, sorry.
Sorry, no worries. No, so what I mentioned is that in the proposal doc, right, you're basically talking about that, this is a sprint, right, that is also timed with major ecosystem launches to boost, Qubic's visibility, right, in the EU, the US, in LATAM, and also Asia. And I was wondering if you could, perhaps give us an example, perhaps for another project where you've, helped them with a launch in one of those different areas.
Sure. So to explain the Read to Earn program, because it's quite an opportunity due to the promotion of the product itself we are going to make by the end of the year and making our own marketing budget into it. But globally speaking, these mechanisms of retention is applied mostly in a global campaign proposal, because most of the time we're advising large layer ones as a gaming layer one, so post-quantum resisting technology. And we integrated, some activation between the news, the announcement they need to make, or strategic partnership in terms of marketing they can access to create some FOMO. And into the Read to Earn program, what is very interesting is we can create a contest dopamine activation at some point, because the articles still always remaining in the program. So every new subscribers in the program will discover on the dashboard the Qubic quest. And at some point, maybe because you need to announce a listing, as Albert mentioned it previously. For example, we work with exchanges in the program itself. So in terms of activation, it can be, participate to reading quite well the quest of the exchanges related on what Qubic are going to be listed, and the Qubic quest 2 to get allowed an application to have a reward. And reward not have always be or needed to be an airdrop. Recently, we made a win of PlayStation 5 and it created a FOMO on it. And people just subscribe such wallets on the platform, or email deposits depending on the partner. So there is different mechanisms. We're just trying to activate at different point, because on the content is products, we can make push and notification and activation on it on different stage in the year. Alongside this, the second activation is on the email marketing, because all the people being part of the program is real users, because behind it they have to mention an addresses if they want to receive or get shipped about real product available in the marketplace. So when we activate a red, we're sending entire email marketing to all the active readers in the program. And more people knowing there is something to win, more they are keen to share the quest on their own social media to engage people. So it's typically what we built up upon it. alongside this, because of the size of the media, we're also allowing some display on our global articles, because some of articles in one day can make 500,000 views on a geopolitical topic due to the current situation everybody knows. So when there is some banners of Qubic display can activate through the contest or the quest, or if there is a, direct activation or CTA need to be done through your own website, it's something that we are super open to do and push it through in different languages.
To get to it. Before we move on to the final questions? Chad or Space Cadet, I think you wanted to share like a few more words about the ambassador program.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed on Twitter though. We're starting a movement over there, boys. it's happening. So everybody, all the ambassadors, hats off to you. It's awesome. Our constant foot on the pedal, the gas, is finally kind of bearing fruit. The message of Qubic is complicated, and we're starting to break it down really well, so people can digest it. And I'm just really proud of you guys. Let's just keep going.
Thank you so much, Chad, and Chad being a real Chad as always. Folks, if you have any questions, I think this is your time to ask them for all our different guests. We have here the proposers again of the hackathon in Paris, in the Louvre. Maybe you have any questions. Maybe there's anything specific that you would like to know. Then you can ask your questions now or leave them in the AMA channel. If you have any questions for Elber around the exchange listings, then feel free to ask them now as well. If you have any questions for the amazing proposal of Fracas, also please let us know. And obviously, if you have any questions also for Chad, also please let us know. I will give you 1 or 2 minutes to think about any questions that you would like to ask, and otherwise we're just going to move on to the closing. All right, going through the chat once more. I see that Apenzel is saying that the link towards the Coin Tribune metric is broken. So if you have a fresh link, press to share with us later on, then they can still check one of those metrics.
I click on it, but it's running on my side. Maybe you can directly go to SimilarWeb, which is a official website scrapping all the Google Analytics Force.
I see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you're right.
We are one of the rare media in a crypto space to authorize SimilarWeb to scrap our real metrics as a Google Analytics Force, which is only people validating cookies and not ad blockers.
Very cool. Nice. Well, I think I appreciate the transparency. All right, folks, last minute. If you have any questions for our proposers, this is your chance. Otherwise, I assume that everything is clear and whatnot. All right, I'm going to make that assumption. Dear proposers, I would like to thank you so much for attending today and for presenting your fantastic proposals. Thank you, Elber. Thank you, Space Cadet. Thank you, RBQ and Louis, and thank you, Alejandro, for your presentations today. This session is recorded, thanks to Sense. So I believe that once the session is done, he will share it in the general chat, but we will also make like a mini announcement of it, so it's visible for folks outside of this group as well. I would also like to thank everyone in the community for attending, and we'll hopefully see you next week with some more proposals to listen to. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.